Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I...
Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. Thank you, Kershaw. This is a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get...
We got a big injury update on River Ryan, and we got big takeaways on the Dodgers week that was. Should the Dodgers extend Teoscar Hernandez or sign Willy Adames? We've had a little earthquake here at the studio. All that more coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers win.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball.
Grand slam. It's a double for Freddie. Mookie magic.
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. This is the most anticipated season in Dodgers history.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. Everything you need to know about your boys in blue in less than an hour. My name is Doug McKain, credentialed member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Now, if you haven't yet, do us a huge favor and subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and comment "Go Tawny" down below so you're eligible for our next big giveaway. We are very close to 95,000 subscribers, less than 500 away. And once we get there, we'll be giving away an authentic Shohei Ohtani road gray Dodgers jersey. All you have to do to be eligible to win is subscribe to the channel, hit those notification buttons, and comment "Go Tawny" down below. Also, this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live is brought to you by our friends over at Autograph. Autograph is an amazing app where real fans get unreal rewards by bringing the best content for the Dodgers into one place. Autograph is the first app that can recognize and reward fans, turning their passion into access and experiences. Get all your Dodgers content in one place. Read articles, listen to podcasts, get ranked, and level up so you can win unique experiences to meet Dodgers stars, get signed jerseys, and so much more. Download Autograph now using the link in our bio and use code DNAutograph to start winning now. Also, today's show is brought to you by Bet Online, the world's #1 most trusted betting platform and your #1 source for everything online sports betting. Right now, you can receive a 50% off free bet up to $250 on your first deposit to Bet Online, to bet on anything from UFC to baseball to Formula One racing. Bet Online has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to their online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BLEAV, BLEAV, for your 50% off free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet Online, the game starts here. And of course, every episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show on YouTube, starts with the Dodgers Nation poll question of the show. I asked you guys over on the X, should the Dodgers sign Teoscar Hernandez to a long-term contract? And I expected this one to be pretty convincing. I expected this one to be pretty big, and it is. 95% of Dodgers fans right now want to see Teoscar Hernandez extended. Teoscar Hernandez, All-Star Hernandez, remain in Dodger blue for longer than the remainder of this season. So we're going to talk about that. Let's get into your comments. Did you feel that earthquake? It was shaking here at Dodgers Nation Studios. My man, Mr. Noel, he was definitely a little shook. Definitely a little shook for sure. Get the producer cam rolling here. And definitely Antonio, Tony Taters, he was as well. So we'll definitely check in with them. But all things are good. Did you guys feel that earthquake? It looks like it was a 4.7 here in Pasadena. So definitely a pretty big earthquake, pretty sizable. We got Zesty Mookie is back from Juice Narrows.
Yes, sir.
We got Highland Park in the mix. Justin Lamas always rocking with us. Rebecca Pillow Do over on Facebook felt it. Yabish, that's a bruh for your username.
Bruh.
Says extend Teo and Jack. So you want to see a Jack Flaherty extension as well. John Yu says, hi, Doug from Amsterdam, big Dodgers fan. What do you think about the LA 2028? Should MLB send their guys to the Olympics? Absolutely. I mean, anything to grow the game. Very excited about the Olympics being here. Not excited about the traffic that's going to bring, but it should be electric. Snoop, Dre, Red Hot Chili Peppers were there promoting. I like what they did with the Hollywood sign, with the Olympic rings. Thought that was really cool. Good afternoon, D-Mac from Doom_Sal. Teoscar's game, energy, and positive team vibes are irreplaceable. That's from Joel Rodriguez. What up, Doug? What up, BC? Kenny C. So, guys, settle into the chat. We want all your fire takes. And anytime you guys have a fire take, we're going to feature it on the screen. That's what Tony Taters is looking for. And also any of your super chats as well. But, of course, we got to start with the leadoff, the hottest story in Dodger baseball. So he did it again. Teoscar Hernandez comes through when the Dodgers needed him. Yesterday, a walk-off shot for Teoscar Hernandez. A great piece of hitting in that situation. 2 strikes against David Bednar. You got the game-winning run on second base. And like he's done all year, he used the big part of the field. The opposite shot. The single there scored the winning run. And Teoscar Hernandez has been phenomenal this season. Now, first takeaway is, can we put an end to this post home run derby slump? Because clearly that hasn't been the case for Teoscar Hernandez. Since the All-Star break, 24 games, Teoscar Hernandez has been the Dodgers' best hitter. Better than Ohtani, better than Lux. A 191 weighted runs created plus in that stretch. He's been 91% above league average offensively. He's had a 337 batting average of 406 on base. He's slugging 642, has 7 home runs and 19 RBIs in 106 plate appearances. Where would this team be without Teoscar Hernandez? They've asked him to do so many different things. Need him to play left? Sure. Need him to play right? He can do that. Need him to bat third? Let's do it. Need him to hit cleanup? He can perform in that role as well. Teoscar Hernandez has been everything the Dodgers had hoped he would be, and then some. And I think the big surprise for me with Teoscar Hernandez is he hasn't just been additive. He hasn't just been a complementary piece, a massive piece to the Dodgers championship puzzle. He's been absolutely essential. He's been necessary to their success. Whereas without Teoscar Hernandez, the Dodgers wouldn't be where they are. And that is with the best record in the National League at 69-49, tied with the Philadelphia Phillies. 3.5 games up on the Padres, a team that's in a division race. Teoscar Hernandez has been phenomenal in his role. And yesterday was another example. He had 3 hits on the afternoon. He's just been outstanding. And he's got that clutch gene. He has it. Some people deny the existence of the clutch gene. I'm here to tell you it's real. As Dave Roberts said to us after the game, the heart rate slows down. When he's at the plate, he can find the way to just execute, not get too big, have a 2-strike approach, get the bat on the ball, and make things happen. And it's very promising for what the Dodgers are trying to do in October. They didn't have Teoscar Hernandez last season. You didn't have Shohei Ohtani last season. And Teoscar is in a great position to put himself in the top tier of free agents this offseason. This is one of the best bet on yourself 1-year contracts that we've seen. A lot like what Jack Flaherty has done from the pitching side, signed that 1-year, $14 million bet on yourself deal, having himself a great season. He's been a top 5 pitcher. He's going to get paid. Teoscar's going to get paid too. Last offseason, he was looking for 75, 85 million. If he continues on this pace and rakes throughout the postseason, he could secure himself a bag north of $100 million. That's how good he's been. Here was Teoscar after his walk-off hit yesterday at the Ravine.
You know, he was attacking hitters. He didn't want to get behind the hitters. I was trying to get something in the middle of the play that I can put in play, and not trying to do too much because of the stuff that he has. And I just put the barrel on that one, and I get the hit. And, you know, we had a lot of things going on in the last couple of weeks. But like I always say, we're going to keep fighting, keep battling, and we came back in this one and win the ball game.
What do you think of the performance from Tyler Glass now to get through 7?
Oh, he was great, like always. He always give us a chance to score some runs and win ball games, and that's what he did today. I don't think there's any better feeling than that one, you know. But I'm so happy that I can do that for my team, and we can get the win today. This week has been a lot of legends going through this stadium, and McKain is one of them. I see him as a player and, you know, follow him because the way he played, he was an excellent player, and he did a lot for this organization.
Unbelievable stuff from Teoscar Hernandez. He's my Dodgers player of the week. He goes 10 for 25, had 3 home runs, 4 doubles, 8 RBIs, stole a base, hit 400 for the week, slugged 920 at a 1364 OPS. We got Diane Schroeder in the chat, Kenny Chung in the chat. Yeah. Sar was at that meetup yesterday. We can definitely have a Dodgers dugout meetup. I'm at the stadium pretty much 2, sometimes 3 games a series. So we definitely got to set something up. Every time I walk through the concourse, I'm meeting someone. Yesterday, I met Rafael, who just went berserk. He had a sombrero on. He was the man. Hilarious guy. I met Jack yesterday. I'm always meeting you guys at the stadium. Love talking ball. So anytime I get the chance to see you, for sure, definitely holler at me. Absolutely. Ricky Vasquez. We got Borat. Let's go Dodgers. So let's continue the conversation on Teoscar and keep firing away in the comments section about, would you rather see the Dodgers re-sign Teoscar Hernandez and bring him back on a 4-year deal, 5-year deal? Would you like to see them pay him $85 to $100 million? Because that really could be the contract that it would require to get a deal done. And Teoscar Hernandez has made it very clear that he loves being in Los Angeles, that he would like to re-sign with the Dodgers potentially. He has not been shy about it. And he could have signed with the Red Sox last season. He ended up staying with this Dodgers team as far as going through with that contract that they made in the offseason. And I think the big question for me with Teoscar and the Dodgers and where they're at is, do you continue to try to sign guys that are at the peak of their performance, that are at their apex? And this is his age 31 season on the year, a 137 OPS plus. That would be, for a full regular season, his best season. So this is his best year. In 2021, he had an all-star season as well. He's the only other time he made the all-star team. He was close, had a 131 OPS plus, and he hit 32 home runs. This year, 26 home runs, a 137 OPS plus. He should pass that mark. One of my bold predictions heading into this year was that he would make the all-star team and have 30-plus home runs. He's going to exceed my expectations as a player. But if you sign Teoscar, he's heading into his age 32 season. Are you going to get this version of Teoscar Hernandez next year? Are you going to get this version of Teoscar Hernandez the following season? It's definitely possible. He could still be an extremely productive player and a key cog for this lineup, but there's other complicating factors. One that I heard is that, sure, you could go out there, sign Teoscar Hernandez, get an extension done, sign him in the offseason. The incumbent team always has the advantage, but the Dodgers still need a shortstop. And if you look at your options at that position, are you going to put Gavin Lux back at shortstop and give him another opportunity? Me personally, I definitely would give that a try. I spoke to Dodgers president of baseball operations about Gavin Lux and try him again at shortstop. And what he told me back a couple months ago was that they would revisit that conversation after the year. So I think the indication is that they haven't closed the door on that possibility. They haven't slammed that shut. They might revisit it. And when you look at the confidence that Gavin Lux has at the plate and how productive he's been, how much better he's been swinging the bat, if he doesn't have to worry about the offense as much, and he can focus his attention on finding a way to play shortstop at the big league level and just getting back to that shortstop that we saw a couple years ago when Corey Seager broke his hand and he filled in nicely for him in 2021. If we see that version of Gavin Lux at shortstop with this offense, he can be an above average big league shortstop. And also, if you're Gavin Lux, that's how you get a bigger bag. That's how you get a larger contract. And that's how you become a more premium player at this level. So those are all things to consider. If you look at the arm strength for Gavin Lux, it was right on par with Dansby Swanson's a couple years ago. For him, it's about the mental side, the confidence, the mechanics, setting his feet. Now that the leg has been recovered, now the knee is back to 100%, I think you could, through repetitions and giving him the opportunities, the right coaching, there's no reason to think that he can at the very least make the routine plays and make the right throws. So that's the option. You throw Gavin Lux there, but you have Willy Adames that's going to be a free agent. And you could get Willy Adames for around $150 million. He's an elite shortstop defensively. Not the best as far as his plate appearance, plate presence, and his approach at the plate. Yes, with Willy Adames, he's a guy that is going to strike out, but he also has pop. Willy Adames has provided a bat when you combine it with what he does with his glove that makes him one of the best shortstops on the planet. And so far this season, Willy Adames, a 118 weighted runs created plus. He's been 18% above league average, 21 home runs in 117 games, 506 plate appearances. Strikes out 24.3% of the time, walks 11.1%. But when you combine everything he does, Willy Adames has set himself up for a really nice payday. And I've heard that that's a possibility. And then another big factor is Dalton Rushing. Dalton Rushing is the Dodgers' best prospect. He has the biggest upside as far as an offensive player that can help in the near future. And the Dodgers refused to include Rushing in a deal for Garrett Crochet, which, if you've seen Garrett Crochet's numbers following the trade deadline, does look like the Dodgers may have dodged a bullet there. Well, where's Dalton Rushing going to play? It's not going to be behind the dish. He's a catcher. And Will Smith signed a 10-year, $140 million extension. Will Smith doesn't want to move to third base or change positions. He is the Dodgers' all-star catcher. You don't move an all-star catcher off that position. Will Smith has improved as far as throwing out runners, his pop time. Offensively, he's had a down couple of months. But still, when you look at the net, Will Smith is still one of the best catchers in baseball. You look at left field, though, that is where Dalton Rushing has been given a runway down in AAA. Because in AAA, you have Cartaya, you have Oki, you have Fiducia. He's not catching down there. And now with Mookie Betts in right field, we'll see what happens next year. But if they sign Willy Adames, Gavin Lux stays at second base. The only path to Mookie at second base now is if Gavin Lux does take over that shortstop position. But if Mookie stays in right, there's your all-star MVP caliber right fielder. Then in center field, remains to be seen what they do, but you have Tommy Edman for another year. Tommy Edman's not an expiring contract. He could play center field for you next year. So everything I've heard is that they're extremely high on Dalton Rushing, and that Dalton Rushing is a player that they did not want to include in the Crochet deal, that you look at what he does at the plate, he's an advanced bat. He sees a ton of pitches. He's Max Muncy light in his approach at the plate, where he's got a great eye. He can take his walks, but also can hit for power. So you could plug in a Dalton Rushing in left, and then where do you put Teoscar Hernandez, right? So if you re-sign Teoscar Hernandez, what do you do with Dalton Rushing? That's kind of the big question. So I do think it's going to come down to two factors when it comes to Teoscar. I think one of the big factors, how does this season play out? Because if the Dodgers make it to the postseason and they steamroll their way to a World Series, and Teoscar Hernandez is a big reason why, and you see clutch base hits, and he wins NLCS MVP, World Series MVP, or is one of the biggest reasons why they get over the hump in October, then you might say, you can't not bring this guy back, because he proved to be that missing piece that got this team the parade. They got this team the champagne party that we wanted in 2020. They got this franchise the piece of metal that Rob Manfred so affectionately called it a World Series trophy a couple years back. So that's the big question. But here's the thing. What if he does have that year, right? And he does win the Dodgers the World Series or plays a big role in that. If you're the Dodgers, you're saying, you know what? You got to trust us. We know what we're doing. We have equity in the fans now. We have the credibility. Not only do we make it through the postseason every year, not only do we win the division, we win the World Series. So at that point, the argument could be you have to develop guys like Rushing to have a sustained window, which they might need to do. At some point, you need to hit on these farmhands, on these homegrown talents like the Rushings, like the Gavin Luxes, like the Will Smiths. You can't sign all of your players. So it's complicated. I think that either way, he has put himself in a position where it'd be great to have him. Me personally, if you had to choose between Willy Adames and Teoscar Hernandez, I would take Willy Adames because that's a shortstop at a premium position. But that's not to say I don't love Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, look, this team prints money, sign them both. But I have to remind you that Miguel Rojas is not going to be playing shortstop for an entire season next year. That's unlikely. So it depends on what they do. I hope that Teoscar Hernandez wins NLCS MVP, sets himself up for a big payday, and all of a sudden Shohei Ohtani comes down and says, you know what, Andrew? I kind of deferred 97% of my salary because I wanted to surround myself with the best talent. I want Willy and Teo, okay? And I want the Avengers. I want the super team. I want them both. I want it all. And then some. But let me know down below in the comment section. Definitely something to think about, though. Just want to throw it out there before the rest of the world does. We got, I agree, I'd take Adames from Bilal K. Teo has done more for this team than Ohtani. That's from LB. That's a strong take. I mean, you're talking about Shohei's definitely the front runner for the MVP, but it's a valid point in that anyone outside of Shohei as far as start to finish, I mean, Teo's in that small handful of players that you include for the team's MVP. No doubt about it, for sure. We got Crochet with 7 earned runs last start. That's from Ricky Vasquez. Teo is carrying this team sometimes. He's huge. Teoscar, you guys know, I literally was screaming from the highest mountaintops in the offseason, sign Teoscar Hernandez. Some people were saying, who's that? Right? And Teoscar has been the perfect player because he rakes against lefties. He rakes against both sides. Great team chemistry. I mean, he's been perfect. He's been ideal for sure. But I also remember this. As loud as the screams are for re-signing Teoscar, and still all the super chat money is going to the re-sign Teoscar fund. They were as loud for Trey Turner a couple years ago. You always want to re-sign your players. You always want to keep the gang together. And I think when you look at this team, if you could kind of front load the World Series at that point, like I said, if Teoscar is a big reason why they win, I would definitely do everything in my power to try to keep him, especially if he can give you some sort of a hometown discount. There's no doubt about that. Jonathan said, I barely knew who he was before the season. A lot of fans didn't, especially because of the year he had with the Mariners. Teo needs a percentage of shows deferred money. That's from, hey, look, and Teoscar deferred $8 million. So he's already down with the Los Angeles deferrals, right? He's already down with this model of contracts. Can Teo play center? No, Mike Saldana. He's not a center fielder. Right fielder, left fielder. Teo's give me World Series MVP vibes. I'm going to give you a fire take there from Jay Bullock. Sandy Koufax's arm keeps falling off on my bobblehead right here. Going to have to super glue that. Show needs to bat second, Mookie first. We'll talk about that in a bit here. We got, you're just scaring me with this Teo take. Hey, that shouldn't be scary. I just like to get ahead of the game, see what we're up against, because he's put himself in a great position to sign a massive deal. And I really, really hope he finishes the year strong. And I hope that he leads and helps become one of the leaders of this team that wins a World Series. But Ricky says, breaking news, Lance Lynn just gave up a home run. There it is. There's the home run. Give me a breath too. Got some chats over here. That's from Yabish. Says, this sounds like another JD Martinez situation. We got Gio. Well, the difference there is JD Martinez is a little older. And JD did have a really good year, but he's a DH. Teo can play the outfield too, so he provides that. Gio Boss says, you think Teo will give the Dodgers a discount? He really wants to stay there from what he said. Yeah, I mean, everyone says that. Then when you get to the negotiating table and your agent's there, look, players want to be happy. I think, well, one thing that I think would factor into that decision for Teoscar Hernandez as far as giving a discount would be the fact that he saw what happened in 2021 when he was in a solid lineup that year with the Blue Jays, and he raked. He made the All-Star team at 32 home runs. Then he saw how he looked in a lineup where he was asked to kind of be one of the more productive players as far as the guys. And he was also in a bad situation in Seattle with a ballpark in T-Mobile that is definitely not conducive for right-handed hitters to have success, and he didn't have success. So I think he wants to be happy and he wants to get paid. I think he wants it all, but he does strike me as someone that would take a little bit off the top, at the very least defer money, right? That the Dodgers can get creative, and that's the beautiful thing is they can get creative. They can find ways to pay guys if they want him back. That's the thing, and I've said this on the show. a couple times. The Dodgers, they don't bring back the guys they like, but they do sign the guys they love. So if they love Teoscar Hernandez, they'll find a way to make it work. But I will say, if I'm speaking from Teoscar Hernandez's agent's point of view, look at the free agent outfielders next season. Juan Soto's getting $500 million, probably $420 to $500 million, something in that range. But then you got Cody Bellinger can opt out. Michael Conforto is a free agent. Marcelo Zuna has a club option at $16 million that they'll pick up. Mitch Haniger has a player option he'll pick up. Mark Canha's a free agent. Charlie Blackmon's a free agent. Jock Peterson has a mutual option. Jock Peterson is having one of his best seasons ever. Anthony Santander is a free agent. Kevin Kiermaier is a free agent. There's not a lot of guys out there. So Teoscar Hernandez, outside of Juan Soto, could be the best free agent outfielder in the offseason. That's a lot of money on the table that he would be leaving. So they're going to have to pay him handsomely regardless. But that's where I'm at. He's got the GTDIH syndrome, the got that dog in him syndrome. So I want to see him in Dodger blue forever and ever. Trust me. But you guys know the thing about this show. We got to keep it 100. Got to keep it a buck. Got to have conversations that maybe you don't want to have. And we'll see if he comes back. I would love it, though. You like that?
Got that dog.
We got the producer cam back up. Well, you got it back up. There he is. There he is. Yes, Noel.
Sir.
So I just want to point this out. When the earthquake was popping, 4.7 on the Richter scale, I was firm. I was a statue. I was strong. I wasn't crying. I wasn't screaming. Noel looked like it was Judgment Day. He had the most terrified look in his eyes. He looked like he was about to go under his desk. But if you guys were at the game yesterday, you might have seen young Lotto, Noel Sanchez, because Noel, he was played one of the games. Noel, tell us about your story, man.
Yeah, so it was actually the cap shuffle game at the end of the fifth inning. And basically, the workers asked me if I wanted to do it. I was like, of course, man. You know, I'm always down to get in the festivities. I feel like they do it better than anybody else.
Absolutely.
So pretty much I went down, had me sign some forms. They set me up right in the ravine in center field outside. And then they just started throwing around the caps on the screen. At first, I'm not going to lie, it was pretty sunny. It was a little hot. I was sweating. So I didn't really see where the ball was under the cap at first. But luckily, midway through the game, the cap lifted up again, and I saw the baseball. I saw it was on number 3. So right when it ended, I threw up a little 3 to let them know which one it was, and I was able to get a free hat from the new Era store. Shout out the Dodgers.
I love that. And do you get because the crowd always chants whatever they 3, 3. I was there 3, 3. Yeah. I think I said 2.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you didn't listen to me. I was like 2.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear the crowd at all.
You did? Yeah.
I didn't hear the crowd.
So it's your guess.
What I did hear, I heard people yelling 1. They were trying to set me up for failure.
They're trying to say you're failure, right?
Set me up.
And your prize, what'd you win?
So I got a hat from New Era Star. I don't wear hats. I don't feel like I look too good in them. I kind of like showing my hair. I don't like covering up. I feel like it doesn't fit my frame very well on my face, but I did get a gray practice Dodgers hat, and I gave it to my girlfriend who was with me.
That's an underrated cap. I like that cap. I see the players wearing it before games. That's awesome. So great to see you win, because you would have like not been able to sleep last night if you didn't win.
No,
it would have killed you.
Facts.
It
In front of 40,000 people.
For 40K, hey, but you're a winner, my man. So we got our big takeaways for the week that was. So let's get into the first one, and that is the Dodgers. They responded by getting a big sweep. The Dodgers got the sweep of the Pirates. They flew the Jolly Dodger, like we said on Friday. I predicted that Shohei would get 2 home runs. He got 1, so I was wrong there. Noel and I both predicted the sweep, so we were right there. And it was a much-needed sweep for his Dodgers team that is embroiled, that is currently in a really difficult division race with the Padres and the Diamondbacks. And the beautiful thing is they're trying to hold off the Diamondbacks and the Padres, but the Phillies are flailing, and they have the best record in the National League right now. They're tied with Philly, but it is going to get very difficult for the rest of this month. The Dodgers tonight, they start a 4-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Mookie Betts is going to be back in the lineup, so that's going to be exciting to see. We got 4 against the Brewers, and the Brewers are just a game and a half behind the Dodgers for best record in the National League. So tonight's a matchup of 2 of the best teams in the senior circuit, and then you go to St. Louis for a 3-game set against the Cardinals. That's never easy. They're in the mix, and then you come home, and then you got the Mariners. You got Teoscar Hernandez bobblehead night Tuesday, a 3-game set with the Mariners. You got 3 against the Rays. You got 3 against the Orioles, and then you start a road series at the end of the month in Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks. So every game is crucial. Every opponent is going to be against a winning team. So this is going to be an extremely difficult stretch for this Dodgers team. They have to play good baseball. They're playing for the division, playing for the league. And the good thing is you got guys coming back healthy. You got Mookie Betts and MVP coming back. Max Muncy. We got some news.
Mookie,
let's go.
The Dodgers have DFA'd Amed Rosario, and Mookie Betts is back. They have activated.
It's interesting because when they brought him in, it was to possibly platoon with Gavin Lux at second base because of the way he raked against left-handed pitchers. But with his ability to, in his short stint, hasn't made a huge impact. It's a little bit of a shocking move, but I thought that for sure you would want to see him get a couple more opportunities. But here's the thing. He did not make the postseason roster last year, despite being traded to the team to rake against lefties. And yeah, Amed Rosario has already been DFA'd by the Dodgers. Mookie Betts back in the lineup. And yeah, it definitely has to be an emotional roller coaster for Amed Rosario, who really was having the best season, most consistent season against lefties and righties for his career with the Rays. With the Rays this year in 76 games, hitting .307, 13% above league average offensively. With the Dodgers so far, he had gone 3 for 11, hitting .273 with a 98 OPS plus. A 98 OPS plus, so just a little bit above average. And they didn't really feel comfortable with him at shortstop, especially with Miguel Rojas taking over that position full time. Tommy Edman coming back. Third base, Shohei Hernandez, the way he's been performing offensively, he's held that down with Max Muncy out. And then you look at the outfield spots. Not a outfield first type of player, but still, this does come as a little bit of a surprise. Nick Ahmed stays and Amed Rosario goes. So, yeah, tough. I think one of the big indicators for me, which was shocking, was when Dave Roberts was first asked about Amed Rosario, and we told him about just his splits, righties versus lefties, how he was really having a career year. And he made it really clear that this was going to be a move that was going to be very specific as far as his role. And that was going to be as a platoon option for Gavin Lux. And yeah, if he was going to be a part of this postseason roster, if he was going to help this team now when they needed a bat, you needed some bats with Mookie out. You needed some bats with the guys that had been struggling, and they didn't utilize him. So Amed Rosario DFA'd by the Dodgers. Give me your reaction down below in the comments section. What are your thoughts? We got if you're from Cali, you're getting used to it. They're talking about the earthquakes. Oh, can you scroll way down on the chat because it's the old ones. We got I think on the other side too, but I'll just do it on my laptop. It's all good. We got Paul Nanny. The energy tail brings the Dodgers is infectious. Absolutely. I don't want that move. Shouldn't have DFA'd Rosario. BC Dodgers scoring 1 run tonight, so hopefully Kershaw pitches a shutout. Wow, gonna DFA Ohtani next? No, Kelly, that's definitely not going to be the case. We got some more comments down below. Christopher, one of the teams we could face in the playoffs could pick him up and he can come back to bite us. That's always the risk you take, but that's kind of what the Dodgers do as far as adding depth. Rosario DFA'd. Yep, we got that from Rosemary. We got 199 super chat from Daniel Clark. This is from John D. Get rid of a guy batting 200, but keep like 5 guys barely hitting 200. Juice Nero says, I'm flabbergasted by the Rosario DFA. Never give the kid a chance. Alfonso, DFA Roberts for assignment. Okay. I had to sneak that in there. Let the man celebrate. Like, why DFA Rosario? We just traded for him. So, yeah, Dodgers fans are definitely a little surprised by this move. And Mr. Classic says, who do we give up for Rosario? So they gave a AAA pitcher, Michael Flynn, and he was 27-year-old. Wasn't someone that was really going to help this team. So you didn't really give up much to get him. But, yeah, it kind of makes you think, what is the buy-in? Because I had heard that he was very excited and pumped and really embracing everything the Dodgers had thrown at him as far as his role. And he was on the team just for a couple of weeks. The Dodgers traded for him literally 14 days ago. The Dodgers traded for him. So Mookie's back. Rosario's gone. It's kind of one of the kind of more unsettling parts of a Major League Baseball. Kind of reminds you that, this is a business and they have tough decisions. And the Dodgers are a team that they know how to compile a lot of depth, but it'll be very interesting to see what Dave Roberts says as far as his explanation of it. I mean, you had Pages as an option. You can option Pages. You have Amed, who's still on the team. That's a little bit redundant with Miguel Rojas. I mean, Edman's going to be back, who can also play shortstop. So it's just a really surprising move for sure. But here we go. The man has a 300 batting average from Bilal K. J Bullet TC says, Rosario's probably pissed we threw him away 2 years in a row. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine next trade deadline when Rosario gets traded to the Dodgers again? He's probably not going to show up to the airport. He's going to just refuse, try to sit out or something like that. But it is definitely extremely shocking to see the Dodgers make this move. It's definitely, I mean, obviously it's a little bittersweet because it should be about the excitement of activating Mookie Betts. And we'll see. I mean, is Amed Rosario going to be the difference between the Dodgers winning or losing the division or the World Series, the NLCS, or anything like that? No, but still, I mean, the fact that you DFA'd someone that was 14% above league average offensively, and with a lineup that has a lot of below average hitters towards the bottom for most of the season, you would think that you would at the very least, give him more than just 12 plate appearances. So in his second stint with the Dodgers, he gets just 12 plate appearances, is able to get 3 hits, and 287 plate appearances this season. He slashed 305, 331, 415. So, yeah, I mean, they didn't give up a lot to get him, but it's definitely unexpected to see him DFA'd so quickly. So we'll give you the latest on that too. I'm very interested to see what Dave Roberts has to say about that. But next big takeaway is about Kike Hernandez. The Hernandezes yesterday were getting it done, and Kike Hernandez is a completely different player now. I mean, this guy has completely transformed when he went to the optometrist and got the glasses. And the numbers bear it out. Yesterday after the game, Dave Roberts talked about the difference between Kike now and Kike before the glasses. And Dave said that they were looking at his at-bats and he wasn't seeing spin. And they were trying to find out what it was. And they found that there was a discrepancy in his right eye. And then once he put on the glasses, immediately just like that, he was seeing the ball better. He was seeing the ball better. He was swinging the bat better. He was controlling the strike zone better. And you add the fact that he was already playing great defense in Max Muncy's absence. Well, now he has become an impact bat. And Kike said that earlier this year, one of his friends, Martin Maldonado, told him about this as a possibility. And Hernandez didn't embrace it at first, but then started to explore it, looked into it, and then it turns out that he had astigmatism in his right eye. Now, astigmatism is a defect in the eye or in a lens caused by a deviation from spherical curvature, which results in distorted images as light rays are prevented from meeting at a common focus. So the guy couldn't see the ball correctly for most of this season. And he's been a completely different player. At the beginning, Kike said it was weird. He had to get used to it. During the All-Star break, he was wearing the glasses the entire time. At this point, he's completely adjusted. And the numbers prove that this guy is absolutely transformed. Before the glasses, Kike hit 193 with 4 home runs and a 59 weighted runs created plus in 206 plate appearances. After the glasses, he's hitting 266 with a 120 weighted runs created plus. He's hit 3 home runs and 13 RBIs in 36 plate appearances. So he went from 41% below league average without the glasses, put on the glasses, and has more than doubled his weighted runs created plus. So this is great. Yesterday, he goes in against a right-hander in David Bednar, and how does the hit come? Well, he hits a splitter down in the zone that Bednar left out over the plate. Kike takes full advantage, and then boom, he gets the Dodgers back in this one. So great piece of hitting, and that's really an indicator right there. It was a breaking pitch. It was an off-speed pitch. It wasn't a fastball, and he was able to take full advantage. So, yeah, he told reporters after the game that, yeah, he said he guessed he needed them, and it's working, so I'll take it. So, yeah, that's really cool stuff to see Kike doing what he's doing, and he's locked up his spot on the roster. A couple months ago, Shohei Hernandez and Gavin Lux looked like they weren't going to be a part of this team down the stretch into the postseason. You're going to DFA Kike, and then you're going to option Gavin Lux. Both those guys have locked up their spots for the postseason roster. Kike has been outstanding. The glasses have changed everything. It's a great sight to see Shohei Hernandez back doing his thing, and he's going to play up big in the postseason because we know he's got an October bat. Geektober is real, and this is only going to help that. So definitely good stuff. Now, next down, bad take. Or as something that wasn't great last week, Shohei Ohtani is slumping. Show me more. Shohei Ohtani has been slumping at the moment. Yesterday, he had 4 opportunities to help the Dodgers take the lead. He goes 1 for 6 with a triple. Second inning, he had runners on second and third. He flied to center. Bottom of the 4th inning, runners on second and third. He grounds to first. Bottom of the 5th inning, he tripled to right. Teoscar Hernandez drew a walk, then Freddie grounded to second, so they couldn't score him there. Then bottom of the 8th inning, 2 outs. Paz at second in a 4-4 game. He popped to short. So another opportunity, extra innings, runners on first and second. He fouled to third. So he had so many opportunities to either tie the game or win the game for the Dodgers, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to come through. On the week, Shohei went 4 for 25 and hit 160. Since the All-Star break, he's hitting 217 with a 126 weighted runs created plus. So he's still 26% above league average, but the truth is, bring my facts to the fight, he's not putting up MVP numbers since the All-Star break. And Dave told us after the game that he thinks he's missing some pitches, that he's getting big with his swing. And he pointed out that fly ball there, where, hey, you don't need a home run. Sometimes you need a fly ball. Sometimes you need to put the ball in play and put the right swing and the right count to just score a run and keep the baton moving and keep the offense rolling. And he's fouling out pitches that he's missing. Dave said that he's seeing too much effort in his swing right now, and they need him to drive in runs. So, yeah, you'll see some big daddy hacks from Shohei Ohtani. That's what he does. And when he connects, it's the most majestic home run in baseball right now. But you're seeing that when he's getting beat up and in and high and inside, and he's not driving the ball to right center field, he's not having a more of a line drive approach, that's when you're starting to see some issues. So yeah, he's definitely missing some pitches. You're seeing some big swings and big counts. I think that Shohei realizes that, hey, you don't need to swing out of your shoes to have success because of how good his swing is, how powerful he is. And all this is to say that he's slumping right now. Hasn't been great since the All-Star break. Hasn't been bad. Still been above league average. Just hasn't played an MVP level. That just tells me Shohei Ohtani's due and that he's going to go on a run. And I predict that this is going to be a very successful road trip for Shohei Ohtani. He's going to get back to basics. You're not going to see him miss as many pitches. You're not going to see as many big swings with runners on base. And guess what? Yeah, Mookie Betts back. You have Mookie Betts back batting behind him, which is only going to help his cause because they don't want to face Mookie. They don't want to face Freddie. He's going to get good pitches to hit. So Shohei's going to be just fine, but show me more. That's what I want to see from Ohtani. Do you guys have any concern level about Shohei slumping at the moment? We got Guion Bach says, Shohei demoted for merely to me. I like this one. Shohei demoted to mere superhuman. Yeah, look, I always say Aaron Judge is the best player in the world. Shohei Ohtani is the best player in the universe. So he's going to be fine. We got Mag dumped on, I don't understand that one. Paul Nanny, the energy Teo brings the Dodgers is infectious. He always has that fire in him and bleeds through the rest of the team. He's been the true Dodger all year. He's 100% earned an extension. Low Blue, Teoscar, 4 years, $100 million. That's a fire take. I'd take that. We got to Hector Ramirez. Can't wait to see Mookie Pookie bat in the 2-hole. Mookie Pookie. That's what we're going with. Okay, next one, we got a injury update on River Ryan. River Ryan is done for the season. Dave Roberts told us before the game that it's a UCL strain and they don't know what grade the strain is, but that his season is over. So we don't know right now if he's going to need surgery. Dave Roberts said as much. With a UCL strain, sometimes you can rest it, you can recover that way and try to rehab and make your way back. Or if it doesn't bounce back like you would hope, then you go under the knife, then you have surgery. You saw what happened with Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole spent 3 months and was able to rehab it. River Ryan is still young, so we'll see. Will he be back next season? That's a big if. Could he miss the entire season if he does have Tommy John surgery? That definitely is something that could be a possibility. But right now, we'll just have to wait and see. And the big impact on this current team is that River Ryan was going to make this postseason roster, whether it be as a short burst, multi-inning, opener style, reliever style, starting pitcher kind of hybrid role, or someone that comes out of the pen. But as far as overall stuff, River Ryan was right up there with some of the best guys on this team. And it's unfortunate they did suffer the injury. We talked to him after the game, and in the Dodgers clubhouse, it was clear after the cameras were off that he was frustrated with the pitch clock. And he said it during the Sportsnet interview about the pitch clock, and that, yeah, I mean, the 15 seconds, and it's just a lot to ask a pitcher to throw as hard as he can every 15 seconds. And yes, I still believe that the number one reason why you're seeing an increase of pitcher injuries is primarily due to the fact that we're in the velocity revolution. Just like a couple years ago, hitters were chasing launch angle, pitchers, they're chasing velocity. And when you try to throw as fast as you can, every single pitch, 80 to 100 times a game, that's going to lead to injuries. Imagine if you go into your car right now, pull out of the garage, and then just floor it right away, and then slam on the brakes. Imagine doing that every single time you get in the car. Bad things are going to happen, right? So until they kind of change how velocity is viewed, I still think that pitchers are going to absolutely just know, hey, it's a part of the game. I'm going to have surgery. Like Billy Beane once said, there's two types of pitchers. Pitchers that had Tommy John surgery and pitchers that are going to have Tommy John surgery. It's just a part of Major League Baseball. But if you talk to some of the Japanese reporters, some say, hey, the balls, not sticky at all. The way that they pre-tack the balls in the NPB definitely could lead to something. But I think that Major League Baseball has to do everything they can to try to keep their pitchers as healthy as possible. I think that the pitch clock, they've made it even faster. And if pitchers collectively, I've heard that there's a good amount of pitchers that feel strongly that it is a factor. And this is coming from the pitchers themselves. So definitely something that needs to be addressed. Jacob G says, LA River has dried up. Ouch. That hurts. Gonna give you an Oregon one for that one. Hector Ramirez, can't wait to see Mookie. We got Brianna Rochelle. Teo deserves an extension. He has the clubhouse. Definitely, there's no doubt about it. So that's the update on River Ryan. Then a positive, though. Big positive, Michael Kopech. Michael Kopech has been outstanding since being traded to the Dodgers. He's gone 5 1/3 innings, hasn't allowed a run, just allowed just one hit. The strikeouts per nine's at 13.5. He's averaging 98.7 miles per hour on the heater. He's throwing the fastball less. He's throwing the cutter more. And I think it's really clear that if I had to pick one reliever right now in the Dodgers, 100% it's Michael Kopech. He's got big stuff. He's got top shelf stuff that plays up in the postseason, and you match his natural ability, his talent with the Dodgers pitching lab, you're seeing the success that he's having. I asked Dave Roberts about Michael Kopech after the game, and here's what he told me.
And another scoreless appearance for Michael Kopech. How quickly is he earning your trust, and just how does his presence just change the overall outlook of the pen?
It is just real top-end stuff, and it doesn't matter left or right hand, and he's just such a beast. And so, we got him throwing that cutter, going along with the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's an uncomfortable at bat. And so for me, the strike throwing, he's already all in, bought in, and so he's definitely high up the trust tree right now, for sure.
So he's going to be big time, and he's going up the trust tree, could close some games. But, yeah, we'll continue tomorrow with the other takeaways. We had the breaking news about Amed Rosario, which is definitely a big-time head scratch. We thought he was going to play second base against lefties. So we'll see. Hey, here's the thing, too. We just talked about Kike Hernandez. Kike can do that as well. So the fact that Kike has that versatility, they have a guy that can play against lefties if they need him to. And with Max Muncy coming back, you have Kike Hernandez that can play that role as well. So that's definitely a factor. And look, the bottom line is the Dodgers, they can do what they want. I mean, it was either Amed or Amed. So the second amendment, I guess we'll say. But they could do what they wanted to do. But with Mookie Betts going back to right field, the Dodgers, they said, hey, let's keep Nick Ahmed. He can play some shortstop. So that has to be a factor as well. And I almost think that, you would think they would get some opportunities. With the way that he could hit, it's definitely a little bit of a surprise and someone that could possibly have provided value in the playoffs. But it's Nick Ahmed, Gold Glove defense, can hit as well. And then you have Amed Rosario, who can hit right now, at least this season, but the defense is subpar. But you have Gavin Lux playing well at second base. You have Miguel Rojas, who is hitting and playing shortstop at an extreme elite level as far as, look at the play, how he helped out Jack Flaherty in the first inning a couple nights ago. Miguel Rojas's defense changed things. So does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Not tremendously, but it definitely comes as a little bit of a surprise. Like we talked about earlier, you had the option to put Andy Paz back in AAA with the option. You got the corner outfield spots locked now with Teoscar and Mookie. You got Kiermaier in center. Edman, he'll be back next week. You have Hayward. You have Kike on the bench that can play some outfield as well. You could have kept Rosario on the roster without having to DFA or lose anyone. So it does come as a surprise here, but we'll see. Kind of just comes down to they wanted Nick's defense over Rosario's bat and the versatility as well. But we'll be back later. We're going to do a post-game show tonight. Mookie is back. We got some more takeaways tomorrow. We're going to talk a lot about Kevin Kiermaier. Some positive stuff I heard about Kevin Kiermaier and the potential he has to make this postseason roster. A couple walk-off shots here. Let's get some down below. We got right. Need to stop chasing that velo from Rosemary Rodriguez. We got It's Just Weird to Me from David. David Bruh. That's your name. Jim, could Shohei's slump have anything to do with getting plunked on the elbow, stealing? I don't believe so. I was waiting to ask Shohei about his reaction to staying at leadoff with Mookie returning, but he didn't talk to the media all week. But D-Mac, where's the hats? Joe Mama, ask us later for sure. They're coming, though. Kiermaier showed he can bunt. I'd keep him around. That's from Pika Peep. Mookie hits a home run tonight. All right. Yeah. Who's your called shot? You going Mookie? I'm going Shohei. I think Shohei hits a bomb tonight. You got Kirsch. Smash that like for D-Mac. Hey, Diane, we're going to do that meetup. It's going to be good times. We're going to party. It's going to be great. But that is going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Be sure to subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. We'll talk all Dodger baseball tomorrow for the show. Be sure to join us. Comment, like, subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Remember, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue.